Okay, this day, today, Wednesday, is all about training and armor of the knights. So you're going to see pictures on document D, and on document C, you're going to read about their different training that they went through from boyhood all the way up until they became a true samurai or a knight. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it out loud. With you all, remember there is a Google form today. And you can continue working on your choice activity, which is the Army recruitment poster, which can be hand-drawn or in a Google Slides, and you have to reference 3 of the documents. You can do a flip grid on Friday, so you will reference 4 of the documents, or you can write an essay and you will reference 5 of the documents. So that's your choice assignment for the week. And today is focused on training and armor, focused on documents C and D, and there is a Google form for that. So document C is it's from a PBS series. So it was a TV show. So this is a transcript from the TV show called Japan Memoirs of a Secret Empire from 2004. So somewhat recently. So that would be a secondary source. The rigorous training of samurai began in childhood. School was a unique combination of physical training, poetry, and spiritual discipline. The young warriors studied kendo, the art of fencing with bamboo sticks, the moral code of the samurai, and Zen Buddhism. At the age of about 14, trainees officially became samurai in a ceremony called Genpuku. Samurai were expected to live according to Bushido, the strict ethical code influenced by Confucianism that stressed loyalty to one's master, respect for one's superior, ethical behavior in all aspects of life, and complete self-discipline. Girls also received martial arts training. Though samurai women did not fight on the battlefield, they were prepared to defend their homes against invaders. So the next one is about knights. It's also adapted from a different PBS series, and PBS is a public broadcasting company that airs really, really good educational stuff all the time that's also entertaining. And this series is called Warrior Challenge, and this is from 2003. So again, a secondary source, somewhat recent. A prospective knight's training began at age 4 or 5 with learning to ride a pony. By the age of 7 or 8, he would be sent to serve as a page to his father's overlord or to a powerful relative. There, he ran errands and practiced with blunted or wooden swords, refining his horse skills and receiving some religious instruction. By the age of 14, pages were eligible to become a squire. Squires continued with weapon training, but they were already considered to be fighting men. They would accompany their master knight into battle, dress him, feed him, care for his horses, and hope they would be deemed worthy. If a squire gained approval from an examining knight, he would usually become a knight around the age of 21. So we have some differences here. Samurai became official samurai at 14. Knights didn't become knights until 21, although they were considered fighting men at around the same age of 14, which is pretty interesting. Note, a knight's training, especially in 12th century France, produced knights who were skilled poets called troubadours because they traveled the country. A number of French knights made their living reciting poetry to an audience, so not all knights were fighters. All right, document D. It's 2 pictures. This would be considered primary sources because these are samurai from early Japanese images by Terry Bennett, Knight from Art Resource. So these are they're actual armor, so this would be a primary source. In samurai armor, left small iron scales were tied together, lacquered, and then bound into armor plates with silk or leather cords. The helmet bowl was made of 8 to 12 iron plates, and below it was a 5-piece neck guard. The body armor had 4 parts. Samurai did not wear armor on their right arm, so they could easily draw their bow. One disadvantage of samurai armor is that when it became wet, the silk cords absorbed water and became very heavy. So they're telling you that they're better at shooting bows and arrows. They didn't have armor on their right hand, so they could more easily shoot and draw a bow and arrow, which would be shooting a projectile. During 1200s, knights wore armor made of chainmail, tiny metal rings linked together. As more powerful weapons such as crossbows and longbows became more common, chainmail was no longer sufficient protection. In response, knights began to wear complete suits of armor, constructed from metal. Not only was the entire body covered, but knights also wore helmets, gloves, and shoes of steel. Even horses wore armor. The knight's armor could weigh 40 to 60 pounds. The development of guns ended the use of armor. Any armor thick enough to stop a bullet would be too heavy for a person to wear. So the knights were much better at taking large blows or shocks to the body from like giant swords. They'd be much better at that. Okay, so that might be some questions you might see. So those are the two documents today. Don't forget you have a Google form that goes with this, documents C and D, and you can get started on your choice activity. I'm going to put the grades all together from all of the documents to make one grade. But if anyone's not turning anything in, I will put a 0 in there just as a reminder that you need to turn something in. All right. Keep up the good work. Everyone's doing excellent, and continue to get creative. We had some excellent eggs last week. I'm looking forward to some creative Army posters or flip grids this week. All right. Good luck. Let me know if you have questions.